to the Live Wire. My name is Kirsten Kire. I'm with the Belk College of Business, and today I have two guests to talk about the Risk Management and Insurance program at the Belk College of Business. First, I have Dr. Faith Neal, who's going to be talking to us from the faculty perspective, and Yancy Hicks, who is a student in the program and is about to graduate. So we're really pleased to have you both here today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having us.
So I'm going to start with you, Dr. Neal, and if you could just give us a bit of an overview of the program and maybe describe in a nutshell what it is for people.
Okay, what it is, the Risk Management and Insurance program is a concentration within the finance major. And what we do is not only do our students get the basic business knowledge, but they also get more of a finance knowledge and then even more of a risk management and insurance perspective. And the thing about that is risk management and insurance comprises such a broad area. So in our curriculum, we try to cover a broad perspective. So they learn about insurance companies, they learn about insurance and the theory behind it. They also learn about risk management, which risk management permeates every industry. So through risk management, you can go into just a variety of industries. And we also get into professional financial planning as well, and we find a great deal of interest from finance students that don't necessarily concentrate in RMI, but they do really enjoy the personal financial planning class.
That's an excellent description of all the different areas it involves. So Yancy, tell us a little bit about your own experience and being in the program. I know you're super involved, so maybe just give us an idea of what you're doing as being in the program.
Yes, I'm very involved, and I guess a quick story about how I got into the risk management program. At the end of my sophomore year, you kind of have declared the major. And I wanted to do business, but I wasn't sure which one, if I wanted to do finance, accounting, marketing, or management. So I met with my advisor, Ms. Corey Henderson, and she referred me to Mr. Marshall, who's another professor in the program. And I scheduled an appointment with him and talked to him briefly for about 15 minutes, and he was telling me about all the internships, scholarship opportunities, travel opportunities, and the high graduation rate that they have as far as getting job placements after school. So about a week after that, he emailed me and said, "Can you send me your resume? I may have an internship for you." And I knew the guy for 15 minutes, and he already had me an internship. So that I actually did accept the internship, and I got that, and I said, well, if this guy's going to go out of his way and give me an internship, I at least got to take some classes, and it's been great ever since. I've had multiple 4 internships, and I've been to travel many conferences. I've been to London for Lloyd's of London, which is kind of where insurance started. That's part of one of our classes that we do. I've been to the RIMS conference, which was the Risk and Insurance Management Society conference in Denver, and I'm going back this year in New Orleans. So I'm looking forward to that. I've also been to Washington, D.C. To kind of talk with legislators about insurance law and stuff that needs to be passed. So it's been a great opportunity, and I would recommend it to anybody that's looking for a job and something that's actually fun and interesting.
And I understand you're about to graduate in May.
Correct.
And you already have a job.
Correct. I accepted a position with Liberty Mutual here in Charlotte first of the year. So it's been difficult to go to class knowing that you already have a job lined up, but I've been very fortunate to have that opportunity already lined up.
So tell us a little bit about maybe one of the biggest highlights. I think you mentioned so many great experiences just now. I know about the upcoming conference, and you're one of 2 selected national selected people to go to the conference.
He's an Anita Benedetti Scholar, which they only choose about 34 nationally. So it is a very great honor to be chosen as an Anita Benedetti Scholar. So we're very proud of that.
Yeah, I'm
very proud of him.
Very grateful for that, and we applied last year. And I was unfortunately not accepted, but we redid it this year. Me and also Andrew Miner, who's a junior in our program, was accepted for the Anita Benedetti Scholar as well. And last year we had a senior, Colby Doherty, receive that. And it's a great honor to be able to do that. I know last year when I attended the RIMS conference, the Anita Benedetti Scholars kind of had a little bit more privilege and got to attend some more events and networking opportunities, so I'm extremely looking forward to that. And it's such a big organization. I'm not sure how many people are attending.
Thousands.
And it's almost like the city kind of shuts down just for that specific conference. So I'm extremely looking forward to that and networking with, not only insurance as far as like Liberty Mutual, but also risk managers. I know last year we met the risk manager for GM, I believe. And we also have some fun as well, kind of talking about their personal life as well, what they do and kind of how they got to where they are, which is a great opportunity with these conferences is you get to see, where they started from, because not many people have risk management insurance programs, so they might have, started in accounting or finance, but, we kind of have an advantage already having that risk management background coming out of college.
Well, that's a great point about really the community that this program creates in a way, not only with the students, but also with the employers. So maybe, Dr. Neal, if you could give us a sense of us being in Charlotte, we being in Charlotte, what does that mean for the students that are going through this program, and how are the employers sort of connected to the program as well?
We are absolutely so lucky to not only be located in Charlotte, which is the second largest financial center of the United States, but also to be located in North Carolina. We have such tremendous support from the industry, the risk managers, the loss control specialists, insurance companies. We have tremendous support from public entities, the Department of Insurance, the insurance commissioner is very involved in all the programs in North Carolina. We have tremendous support from the chancellor, the dean, and our department. So what that means and how that came about was several years ago, our industry professionals recognized that we had a generational talent gap that was coming, and it's coming quickly. What that means is that the majority of people in the risk management insurance industry right now are older. They're probably, you've been out there, what,
Yeah,
mid-50s and
I think
older.
the average age in the insurance industry is 59.
Yeah.
So a lot of opportunity for young professionals to kind of get that knowledge that they can take away from them right before they retire and move up quickly within companies.
So just this past week, I read this article in national media, and it said that it looks like this generation is not, for the first time in history, will not be able to succeed or progress greater than the generation before. Well, that may be true. However, I'm not sure they're taking into account the generational gap that we are seeing in the industries. And I think, you know, not only risk management insurance is having this gap, but other industries are as well. But we were so lucky that our industry recognized that, and they started becoming very involved in trying to build talent for the future. So these students right now are at the beginning of that wave where these 59-year-olds, you know, 60-year-olds are going to start retiring. They're going to have a chance to step in and move up fairly quickly. And we've already started seeing that with several of our graduates. And, you know, we've seen it in banks, we've seen it in a variety of different venues.
And so we probably have alumni that are working in the Charlotte region, and as the program continues and as the millennials begin to graduate, we'll have more alumni that'll be placed in places around the city. So how would you describe some of the feedback that you hear from employers of the students that have gone through the program especially?
My colleague Tom Marshall works very closely with the employers, and he does a job placement. And I spoke with him before this to get the recent feedback. We get such positive feedback on our students and on our placements, and we have been very, well, I say we, but really our students have been very successful. We have a student right now that's made the Presidential Award for BB&T. She's going to be honored in June. We've had Rookie of the Year in AXA, Rookie of the Year in AAA Insurance. We've already had students that have progressed to leadership positions in area associations. And one of the things that I think has been very interesting is one of our students went with us to London. She sat on the floor of London in an underwriting box. So she shadowed the underwriters, and they write very unique risk. Like they might see an armored car in Bogota being underwritten. We have one student that watched a lab of monkeys being underwritten and insured. Another student saw 50 Cent's house being insured. Things like that. Well, she sat there. Within 3 years, she's already at the level in Wells Fargo where she's actually now assessing financial strength of these syndicates for Wells Fargo, at which she sat at only 3 years ago. So there, again, there's that gap there. If they're willing to work hard and learn what they need to learn, the opportunity's there for them to succeed.
Well, and I think that begs the point of the experience too that you're getting. So also the internships, 4 internships. Yeah. Study abroad. Tell us a little bit about those experiences and how they help to shape your overall experience.
I can't speak enough about having internships. I think every college student should at least experience one. I did quite a few, I guess, and the reason for that was, as Dr. Neal mentioned, there's a lot of different career paths you can go in insurance. So my first internship with Liberty Mutual was in claims, which is not for me, but it's a great opportunity, and I really enjoyed my experience there. I love the culture, which is kind of why I'm going back. But after that, I reached out to Mr. Marshall and asked him, is there another area, that I could kind of get in? And he found through his connections that he had another internship with an independent agency, which was locally in my community in Lexington. And then after that, through that internship, I actually got nominated for another one with Cincinnati Insurance in Ohio. So that was more of kind of like a Liberty, but a different experience. I got to see the whole picture rather than just claims, which is kind of what we learned in Dr. Neal's class. So seeing a variety of companies and how the different companies interact was a great opportunity. And also traveling up to Ohio, I've never been to Ohio, was pretty neat as well. And then after that internship, I came back to the agency side, and now currently interning with an agency here in Charlotte until graduation. Having an internship, you really see what people do every day. You can learn about it in the classroom and kind of get an idea, but you don't really know what happens until you actually are in that position and you're surrounded by other people that are actually doing the everyday jobs. So it was a good opportunity for me to see the different varieties of career paths that the insurance industry offers.
Excellent. And the study abroad, are you taking a group this summer?
We are. We're taking 14 students to Zurich to study the reinsurance market. I'm very excited about it. I've got some of the students that went to London with us are now in the master's program. We're actually taking a mixture of masters and undergrads, and we're developing a master's concentration in risk management and insurance. But we're taking them to Zurich for 14 days, and we're going to visit, looks like we're visiting Swiss Re. They're going to get to play an insurance simulation game, which the students enjoyed it when it was done, but it was pretty stressful. And we'll visit a lot of different companies over there. We always go to London in October. So again, I was talking about how we have such tremendous industry support. The North Carolina Surplus Lines Association pays for our students to go to London. The students only have to pay $500, and then they get to visit Lloyd's of London and get a tremendous education over there. The Belk College of Business and Office of International Programs is supporting our students to Zurich. We've taken our students to DC. We get to not only develop them educationally wise, but we get the opportunity to develop them professionally wise as well. Absolutely. And it's all because of the support of our industry and of course our other partners.
And the donor support truly does make a difference, and so that's really, I'm really glad that you shared that with us. Is there anything else that you'd both like to add? Because I wanted to mention something about the donor support to each of you, and if you would like to add something, feel free before we make sure you get your t-shirts today.
There are a couple of things I'd like to add. Number one, again, tremendous support from the donors. We have scholarships. If our students are an RMI student and they have a 2.5 GPA, we can give them a scholarship. We have so much funds that sometimes we are chasing students down because they find it hard to believe that they can actually get a scholarship, but we have the funds. Second, we do enjoy 100% placement rate with our students that participate in these extracurricular activities, these experiential learning activities, which is offered through Gamma Iota Sigma, which is a whole nother thing. But however, during the financial crisis, 100% of our students were placed within 6 months. Now it's down to 3 months, but many of them that are very active have 2 and 3, 4 offers before they graduate. However, as far as I'm concerned, job placement's a given. I want students that come into our program that when they graduate and they've had all these opportunities, I feel like if they're graduating and they say, what's your goal, and they say to get a job, I feel like I've failed, because what I want them to have is a vision for the future. We're not trying to just graduate workers, we're trying to graduate leaders for the next generation. And that's what we want to give them, is the experience and education of what all's out there, and to give them the understanding that they can achieve at a much higher level and to go for it.
That's fantastic. I'm really glad we had the opportunity to talk about this program today. Is there anything you'd like to add, Nancy?
It's not a bad problem having teachers and professors chase you down to try to give you money for scholarships.
Absolutely.
And I've been fortunate where I've received not only scholarships within the Belk College, but nationally through large organizations such as NAPSLO that provide scholarships for risk management insurance students, and I've been very fortunate from that perspective. And also, as Dr. Neal was saying, you don't want just a job. You want to be able to go in and add value and become a leader And I guess I'll touch a little bit on that. You don't want to just have a job that's just a job. You want a job that you're actually going to enjoy. And being able to have multiple offers thrown at you even before you graduate is a great opportunity and not a bad problem to have again. So I can't say enough about the risk management program and what the Belk College of Business has provided me in order to succeed and get this job and hopefully continue to grow and move up.
Well, we thank you both for being here today.